Hey, welcome to the Ringer Gambling Show Friday edition. Look at this. Cousin Sal, I got my guys with me. Raheem Palmer, Anthony Dabbundo. What a show. Final Four coming up tomorrow. We're going to talk NBA. We have plays of the day. We're going to do that ticket takers segment. And we're going to have a Final Four draft, guys. We're drafting our favorite fours in history. Are you ready for this, Raheem? This is going to be exciting.
I'm born ready. Let's get it. I'm here to win it. Let's go.
There's one that's superior to the rest, and I got the first pick. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you! Wow. All right, you're the little Daniel Tomlinson of the group here. All right, if it's as stupid as I hope it's going to be, I'm very excited. We're going to handicap the headlines. We're going to do all that. Let's handicap the headlines.
The Ringer Gambling Show is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA postseason is here, and FanDuel knows the only thing better than watching your favorite team win is winning along with them. FanDuel is the best place to bet the teams, players, and plays during their playoff run. Build a same-game parlay or try live betting and jump in after tip-off. And don't forget, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now and play your game. Must be 21 or older in select states, 18 and older in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, call 1-888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut.
Right now, starting, right here in Tinseltown, Lakers get murdered by the Thunder. Never a game. Sorry, Raheem. I know you were on, what were they getting, 9.5, 10 points or something?
Yeah, that's one of the worst bets I've ever made in my life.
It's okay.
It was dead within like 35 seconds.
Get it out of your system now because we got playoffs coming up. But the big story, Luka Doncic messed up his hamstring, tweaked it in the first half, exited in the third quarter, MRI today, probably right now as this podcast is going on here. Lakers, this means a lot. If you read between the FanDuel lines, Raheem, they were 170 to win the first round, and now they're minus 115. What do we think? I bet he's out the last 5 games for sure.
Yeah, he's not going to play the rest of the regular season. I mean, he missed time with this injury earlier this year, but, it's really concerning because they really need this guy. And, the biggest thing when you look at the Lakers, they are now 1-10 against the top 5 teams in the NBA. 0-3 against OKC, 1-3 against the Spurs, 0-2 against the Pistons, and 0-2 against the Celtics. And, you're looking at the Lakers right now, they're the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. They don't want to drop down at this point in time because the last thing you want to do is end up playing the Spurs or you're not going to play the Thunder in the first round, but you don't want to play the Spurs or the Nuggets in the first round. And it's just all bad for the Lakers right now.
Yeah, so Dabbundo, I was looking at that too, what Raheem says. You don't want to, for the first round, you want to avoid Denver for sure. So there are 5 games left, they're 2.5 up on the 5th seed. Does it matter, though, do you think, if they play the Rockets or T-Wolves?
I think the T-Wolves are the team everybody had kind of circled, right? Because we all watched last year, pretty similar rosters, similar cores at least, and we saw that the Lakers really couldn't get enough stops. Like their defense got completely exposed by the Wolves. I know the Wolves haven't been the same team this year metrically, but I think a lot of people, if that ends up being the matchup and maybe Luka's dodgy, misses game 1, misses game 2, I mean, does that not open a pick 'em at worst for Minnesota?
Yeah, I like Luka Dodgy as a nickname. If this this goes south,
I like Luka Doncic sleeps with the fishes.
That was the new thing, right?
I like to go all Godfather with it.
Sleep with the fishes, Luka.
Yeah.
Like a Luka brought. Yeah, I do. I like that too. All right, yeah. There's a lot of options here. Very interesting. Very quickly. Maybe not as interesting. Well, it's interesting to me. Kirk Cousins signed with the Raiders. This came out yesterday. He's going to earn $20 million fully guaranteed for playing the 2026 season. They also have a 2-year, $80 million option. Raheem, this guy. You want to guess how much he made? His career salary earnings, like what he's going to pull in when it's all said and done? Did you see this number?
Yeah, I mean, he's like at like $300 million. That's like the only quarterbacks who've made more money than him as Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, and Tom Brady. Like, he is the ski mask finesse god at this point in time. Because it's like for a quarterback of his stature to make that type of money, his agent's amazing.
Not only that, Raheem, but of the $341 million, $339 and change is fully guaranteed, which is not what those guys you named above him. 99% of Cousins' career earnings were fully guaranteed. This is insanity, Dabbundo. Do you put it at over or under 3.5 games started for Captain Kirk?
I'm going to go over.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I think with the injury risk to whoever they draft, we were assuming they're going to take Mendoza, right? But if they take him, does he start week 1? There's going to be conversations about that. Does he last a full season? Does it work right away? Do you trust their offensive line to hold up? I know it should be an improved offensive line, but I don't think it's going to be a good offensive line. And we saw Kirk, everybody wrote off Kirk in the first year in Atlanta. It was pretty rough. But then the second year, he was decent at times.
He won his last 4, I think, last year.
Yeah,
Right?
they were competitive down the stretch. So I feel like Kirk, maybe has a little bit left to give as he enters his Joe Flacco era of cashing them checks.
I actually think you set that line way too low. It should probably be around 7.5
Really?
because Clint Kubiak has already said that he doesn't want to throw a young signal caller and Mendoza out there early.
They always say that, though, right?
Right, then the pressure starts.
Everybody gets freaked out. Yeah.
Raiders are 0-2. Kirk throws 3 picks and a loss.
Yeah, but I mean, what did Russell Wilson play last year? He still played like 5-6 games.
That's true. Yeah, it could be a similar thing.
Hopefully Mendoza is not spending the same amount of time in the tent.
Well, the real number, 5.5 projected wins, surprisingly did not move for the Raiders for Kirk Cousins signing. I do like Raheem Kirk Cousins, just the idea of Kirk Cousins in Las Vegas. He's got he's super close with Jesus Christ. You know that, right? Is there a Jesus slot machine? I bet there'd be a huge line for it. Right? People feel bad they're missing church, but all right, I'll give it back to Jesus. And Jesus is why I want to see a Jesus. I don't think there's rights. I don't think there's we'd have to trademark.
Yeah, I imagine Jesus must be in the public domain or something like that. Yeah. Like I know they have Whitney Houston slot machines, and they got to pay royalties on that.
Sure.
I never play those because I'm afraid that they got to pay so much royalties to Whitney Houston that the payout on the slot might not be enough.
They're still taking off
instead
the
of
top
church
there.
collections, Sal. It's just
right, exactly. Yeah, maybe it comes in just like a tray or something versus I think that would work. I don't think you'd have to pay the Jesus Christ estate any money for it. So
I think we're all going to hell for talking about this on Good Friday.
Okay. You can go to hell. I'm going to look into actually marketing this, and then shame on any casino that turns it down. All right, we just handicapped the headlines. Let's get to college basketball. Michigan now a plus 140 favorite. That goes down a little bit. Arizona plus 185. Illinois went up to plus 490. UConn plus 600. You know what? I feel like an a-hole guy asking you to make picks on the Final Four a full day before the Final Four. But we had this discussion. I know we've given out these picks all week, Raheem. I get it. But it's a gambling show. We have to do it, right?
Yeah, we have to do it. And I'm taking Illinois. Everybody is crazy. I do not understand this line. If you look at KenPom, KenPom is basically saying that Illinois should be a 4-point favorite. So how do we get to 1.5 here? Look,
Dan Hurley, Voodoo, Magic, always covers, bet him blind in the tournament, everybody. Yeah.
I know this is like an unstoppable force meets an immovable object because you got Illinois who's 4-0 against the spread in the tournament, and you got Dan Hurley, who was like 14-0 in the Sweet 16 and beyond. But I'm going with the hotter team. I think Illinois is the better team. All the models say that. If you have a model, if you're using a college basketball model, if you're looking at KenPom, Illinois is the better team. I'm trusting the math on this.
Now, this surprise, the line went down from 2.5 to 1.5, but your money line, which I think you threw that in last night, was minus 130. It's minus 134 now. This is kind of inexplicable to all the points Raheem made, Dabbundo. Plus, every casual fan is still leaning on that last shot and Dan Hurley and the headbutt and all the Hurley magic and undefeated against the spread and all that stuff. But you like Illinois as well.
I do. And in fact, I'm trying to figure out what the best way to isolate out some late game voodoo. Illinois has had trouble with these close finishes all year long. They've lost 4 games in overtime. I know that if it gets down to the last 2 minutes, last minute, and it's a 1-possession game, I know which coach and which team and which offense I'd rather have. It's probably UConn, to be honest with you. But I think for the other 38 minutes, 39 minutes, Illinois is the superior team. So I'm going to say, let's get a little juicy here. Illinois minus 7.5 plus 204. I think they are the clear better team. When I went through this matchup, the only advantage that I could find for UConn is that they do like to space the floor. Caravan at the 4. It's going to be tough for Mirkovic, the big fella from Illinois, to get around screens, cover the perimeter. Caravan's going to probably have open looks. But Caravan hasn't been making open looks. I know he hit the one big 3 at the end of the game against Duke, but he's been pretty poor with even good looks in this tournament. Mullins hits the big shot of his life. hasn't been good shooting in this tournament. Demery's injured. Ball's been bad. Like UConn has played 25 good minutes, if that, in the last 2 rounds. And they got by because they played an incredible opening 10 against Michigan State and a great closing 10 against Duke. But they were, the worst team for the majority of both of those games. I still don't like this UConn team. They'll probably win the title, and I'll look like an idiot in a few days. But I'm going to take Illinois laying the wood here.
I don't think you look like an idiot. Maybe for other reasons, for sure.
Oh, many reasons.
Yeah. I mean, what do you have? You have goldfish and trop. What's your snack? What's your podcast snack? It's goldfish. And what do you have? Like string cheese or something?
And a cheese stick.
I mean, this is very sad. Like Raheem's going to Carbone, like probably right after this. And look at us. Look at us schlubs.
I actually made some jerk chicken yesterday. So
you did?
I miss my own cooking, so I made some jerk chicken yesterday, and I got plenty of leftovers.
It's
know
funny,
what? I
Raheem. I
talked
felt the
about
same
that
way.
before.
All the
I
travel
love
and
that.
stuff. I had not made a home cooked meal in like a week. It was so nice to just make a meal.
Yeah, I DoorDash everything. All right, listen, I am looking. This might be the only sports gambling show where everybody, all talent, is on Illinois. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I was also, Dabbundo, looking for a way to not lay the juice with them. So I'm taking Illinois first half, Illinois game. I say toss that November game to the side, by the way. I know UConn wiped the mat with them, but
Wagler barely played.
Yeah, and he wasn't him anyway at that point. And Illinois shot 20% from 3. I think Merkovic's going to back these smaller front court guys up, down, and Wagler and Stojakovic draw favorable matchups. I'm not positive Terrace Reed could stay out of foul trouble. They scored 105 versus Penn in round 1. They scored 65 in the second half. I'm just looking. They won their first half and the game in all 4 tournament games except against Iowa in the first half. I think this is like 35-29 at half, and then Illinois holds on. And don't forget, this team that was 1 for 18 shooting is now shooting into stadium lights, UConn, versus an Illinois defense that held 3 teams in the tournament to 59 points or fewer. So Illinois first half, Illinois game plus 130. And put your helmets on because an angry Danny Hurley is going to be headbutting everyone in Lucas Oil Stadium.
How did he not get teched up for that? I don't understand. What do you have to do to get a tech?
His name's Dan Hurley. Raheem, his name is Dan Hurley.
It's an interesting explanation for the whole thing. And I had Ian Eagle on, your boy, Anthony Dabbundo, and I asked him, I said, listen, this is a weird thing because then Hurley has to go on and explain, well, the ref is kind of I'm friendly with him. And the ref's like, oh, yeah, I'm friendly. Yeah, we're friends. And they're like, okay, ref, guess who's not doing the Final Four? You, because now you guys are so chummy. But you're right, Raheem. Like, even if it wasn't, I'll give Hurley this. It wasn't in an angry fashion, right?
Yeah.
It couldn't have been.
It was an I'm him fashion. Yeah.
Yeah. But you also just can't do that. Like, even if you're not angry and you pants the referee, that's a technical, right? Like, you can't just do whatever you want to the ref because you're not angry.
I've literally never seen that before.
He got checked up
basketball.
for contacting an official like 2 weeks ago against Marquette.
Right.
Yeah.
So the difference was he was clearly angry there, right? So
but the difference was it was the Final Four, and
they stitched together the motive and everything else. So, but still, you shouldn't be able to do certain things. You can't grab his breasts and jiggle them up and down either, right? Like that. That's a technical, even though you're not angry. I think
that might classify as assault.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know if in
some courts of law
what the law is, the penal code out there. All right, second game, main event, Michigan 1.5 point favorite, 157.5 against Arizona. You guys are all over the unders. Now, what we don't talk about here, I did mention quickly the stadium lights. Raheem, this used to be a thing, and then the odds caught up, and oh man, these stadium lights, these kids shooting into the lights, they're not used to it. One team that typically scores 40.5 is going to have 29. Is that part of your analysis, or you just think this matchup is going to create a slower pace?
I think that's a big part of my analysis. I think if you look at the 40 games in Lucas Oil, only 3 closed at a total of 150 or higher. So there has been some adjustment, but in the games that they were placed at 150 or higher, which Michigan and Arizona is, those games have gone 3-0 to the under. And you guys know I like to bet against human achievement. So that's a thing that I do all the time. But I think naturally you're seeing lower score games in the Final Four just off nerves. I think it's kind of like the Super Bowl. So that's the approach I want to take. I thought about taking both unders in both games, but I like this under a little bit better.
All right. And Dabbundo, you're going to fraction it even more. You like that first half under.
Yeah, it was really funny. When I was in college, like, so Syracuse plays in the Dome, of course. So the depth perception has always been something people talked about. And we did a whole Daily Orange study and found that it was like a 3% difference in 3-point shooting. We also then couldn't really tell because Syracuse always notoriously had really big teams. So was it the Syracuse defense or was it the opponent shooting percentage?
And they played zone, so
in the
everything
Dome?
was stepped up.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we basically wasted a lot of time to conclude nothing. But either way, there is a proven Dome effect with the depth perception. But everybody's talked about that now. I like the first half under in this game. I think that this total is reliant on a ton of pace, but I think we have two teams that are just absolute juggernauts in transition defense. And I think that is going to make it really difficult for these offenses unless they're shooting the ball really well. And one thing we know about Arizona, they don't really shoot a lot. Like Michigan does deny the rim. Arizona's traditionally would respond by shooting threes. I still think they might go try to bang inside and go after the bigs at the rim. So I think that Arizona, not a ton of threes for them. All profiles toward a lower scoring first half.
Yeah, to Anthony's point, I think Arizona's only shooting 26% of their field goal attempts from behind the arc.
Right.
So if you have a team that's just not shooting threes at all, I like a bet on the under.
And again, Michigan's the best rim defense they have played all year.
Right, and
You got a
vice versa,
7'3" dude standing there with Yaxel next to him. So good luck.
Definitely. But everything seems to say that Tommy Lloyd's team is not going to change their method here. They're just going to go at him, right in the paint. I'm taking Arizona plus 100. I think they win this game 81-75. Two excellent, well-coached teams. Lloyd team won 13 in a row, 7 by double digits. Their two losses were by 4 in Lawrence to Kansas and then in overtime at Texas Tech. I just don't think Michigan shooters will sustain the 45% clip from behind the arc. I know normally they're 41 or 42, and I know Yaxel's the best on the court, and I don't typically like betting against the elite players, but the Cats have some good ones too. Braden Burris scored double digits in 10 of his last 11. I think Arizona's front court is special. I think Krivas, Pete, Awaka are going to find a way to penetrate the great rim protectors for Michigan. I took the Cats before the tournament. I'm sticking with them. They're 3-0 as an underdog. Like I said, 81-75. I mean, this is. I think this.
Are you worried, Sal, that
yes,
that Simmons has adopted berries now that Acuff is out?
Yeah, I know, but
because all I heard this week was about berries.
So who was it? Let's follow the Simmons. What's keeping him interested? It was Peter. It wasn't Peterson. It was it's right, Dabbundo. Yeah, so
Dabbundo and Acuff. Yeah,
right. Okay, and Acuff, and then they were gone.
Then Acuff lost to Berries. Berries kind of cooked in that game, so then he became a Berries guy.
Barry's got the juice now, basically.
Gotcha.
So is it going to be Lindeborg on Sunday if Michigan wins?
I think it might have to. Who's it going to be Monday? It's going to be it's going to be Mullins, I guess.
Keaton Walkler.
I'm not sure how it's going to work. All right, we're going to do something fun here. We're going to do let's bring in Billy Gil here. We're going to do a 2-round draft of our favorite foursomes. This could be musical groups. It could be candies. It could be meals in honor of the Final Four. We thought we'd mix it up a little. So let's bring him in. Ringer 6th Man of the Year, Billy Gil. What's happening, Billy?
Hello. Thank you for having me. So I'm oddly excited about this.
The most versatile man at the Ringer, they're calling him.
By the way, forget versatility. Billy Gil beat the Flash in a race. Is that legit? The freaking Flash?
Yeah, the freeze. So the
freeze. I'm sorry.
But
yes,
I'll tell you this, and I've told some people this. There was a strategy to it that not a lot of people considered. So the way that it works is the freeze gives you a head start. So when I was walking with the freeze's representatives, I was just trying to, have some casual small talk. And I said, at what point does the freeze start running? Is it a time thing? Is it when you get to a certain point on the track? And they're like, no, it's when you get to that panel over there on the bullpen. So I said, you know what? All I have to do is jog to that panel. And then I already have a head start. And as soon as I get to that panel, I know he's going. That's when I start running so that I don't run out of energy. Because that's what always happens is you run out of energy and he catches you from behind. I still barely did it. But it was all about, trying to outsmart the freeze in that situation.
Tortoise in the hair.
Oh, that's amazing.
I mean, there's clips of it. It's really tremendous. It's by the way, is that the greatest athletic accomplishment by a Ringer employee? That might be a different segment, but I would love to figure that out. That's pretty good, Billy Gil.
I mean, Raja Bell had some moments, right?
Yes, that's true. Yeah. I mean, not typical. Yes.
Yeah, not a real athlete.
Yes, exactly.
Hey.
That's not fair.
Hey now.
I mean, Joel played for like TCU, right? And
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Joel. I mean, yeah, he also says he's the fastest 10-year-old, of the
Like he
time.
created Raise the Roof.
That's also up for
Yeah,
very
there's
much
a lot of
debate.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
disputing of the
yeah.
lore of Joel Anderson. From
I
what
do.
I've
I
read.
want to add this. I really we'll do this some other time, but this is. I mean, listen. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was a professional wrestler. I beat Santino Morello, pinned him in the ring at the Staples
Wow.
Center in 2008, so in front of 19,000 people. Some say it was fixed. You guys can go to hell who think that. But anyway, listen. Let's do this in honor of the final four.
Back in college, I beat two of my friends 1-on-2.
Wow.
Same
Oh,
time.
really?
Yeah, I was
In,
like,
in
yo,
basketball or wrestling?
and basketball.
Oh,
I put up
I was gonna
$100.
say.
I put up $200 to y'all $100, and I would beat both of y'all at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
My biggest achievement is that
only
I
one of
was
them
a
was in a
very
wheelchair.
average varsity tennis player in high school. Yeah.
Maybe Raheem. By the way, I would say what you do with the bench press is I would put that right there as one of your greatest feats.
Oh yeah, I was 125, 135
Yeah,
pounds,
yeah.
putting up 280s.
Yeah, we're going to dive into this for sure. We have a long summer ahead, so this is definitely something we got to figure out.
To
But
tease.
listen, right now, in honor of the final four, the four of us are going to do a snake draft of our favorite fours, things that come in fours or ring four or named four. So we'll do a snake order. We'll go Dabbundo, Raheem, Billy, Sal, Billy, Raheem, Dabbundo. Dabbundo, you think you have a clear advantage here at number one. Who are you taking?
Yes, I'm taking the best sitcom cast, main cast of all time. The main four, the core four from Seinfeld.
Wow.
Provided
Okay.
so many laughs in my life, so much late night Netflix entertainment, so much joy, inside jokes with friends, constant references across our lives that we try to shoehorn into every aspect of our sporting life and our personal lives. So I'm going to take, Elaine, Jerry, Kramer, Seinfeld, just incredible stuff.
George is
yes.
the fourth, right? George
Yeah,
is
he is
always
the
the
fourth, yes.
forgotten fourth, whether it's
Yeah.
them or another four. We'll talk about it. All right, not bad. That's pretty good, Billy. Newman's excluded in that, I guess.
No.
But that is the core four. All right, Raheem, you got that to beat. What do you like?
I'm going with Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm going with
Wow.
Busy Bone, Crazy Bone, Lazy Bone, and Wishbone. Flesh and Bone doesn't count because he wasn't there. That's what we're going with.
Okay, that's good. That's the way. By the way, I don't know. I don't want to ruin it because you got another pick on the comeback. But I thought there might be another four in that genre. Oh, there's so many. There's so many. I'm not going to say a word. But good job by you. All right, Billy. Who's your first four?
I'm going to go with Peter, Michael, Jack, and Mary. One of them's an architect, one's a cartoonist, one's an actor, and one's a baby. 3 men and a baby.
Okay.
A classic situation where there's 3 roommates living in New York. There's an actor off in Turkey. He calls his roommates. He said, "Hey, a package is coming." Then a baby arrives when the package is actually heroin, which is a crazy twist. They think they're supposed to be taking care of a baby. Instead, they're dealing drugs unbeknownst to them. Hilarity ensues. 3 men and a baby.
Great pick. I love it. When you started Peter, I was like, is he going apostles? What's he doing
Yeah.
here? I'm not sure what you're going to do. All right, so I have back to back. I am going with the 4-piece chicken McNugget from McDonald's, which has been so good to me over the years, Raheem. I would finish my paper route as a 12-year-old. I would bike down to Mickey D's. I'd order up old reliable 4-piece McNugget, large fry, and a Coke. That's how I got to look the way I do.
So good.
No exercise after that. And by the way, still to this day, I grab from the kids' plates. Tastes the same, just as gratifying. Is it real chicken? Almost definitely not. But it's a dialed-in taste, a little tangy barbecue or sweet and sour, just a little. Don't want to overpower the taste. 4-piece McNugget. Welcome to Team Sal. I get another one here.
I got to say, I was a Wendy's kid, so I had to break your heart.
You are?
Yeah.
Wendy's didn't have any kind of 4 and nothing that stood up to the McNugget. All right, I get another. All right, Mikey Meatballs is going to like this. I'm going to say the New York Islanders, 1980 to 1983, 4 cups in 4 years. I grew up on Long Island. Those guys were the toast of the town: Bossy, Tonelli, Trottier, Bobby Nystrom, Butch Goring, Billy Smith, and goaltender. Defenseman Billy Carroll lived on my block, played street hockey with us every now and then. 4 cups, 4 years, the last of the true dynasties. You haven't seen it again in a half century, and don't expect to see it anytime soon. Okay, those are my picks. McNuggets and the Islanders. Billy Gil, back to you.
I didn't know if this one was going to be allowed or not, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to go with the Fab Five minus Ray Jackson.
Wow.
So I'm going to take Chris
I
Webber,
say no.
Jalen Rose, Juwan Howard, and Jimmy King. The 4 more successful of the 5. Is that allowed? Because if not, we can have an
I don't know, Raheem. I feel like what do you like?
We
never
can't
been-
let that ride, man.
They've never
Why
been
not?
called the Fab Four.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they're the Fab 5 minus Ray Jacks. I mean, he's got a moving company now. He's got some nonprofits. He's like, things worked out for him, I guess. But if I could take 4 out of the 5, why not? I was also thinking, well, what bands?
I mean,
are
that's
5?
so.
I could take
It's
4.
It's
It's rude.
clearly a 5. It's clearly a
Yeah.
Fab 5. I mean, they have a name, Fab 5.
Yeah,
You're
they
changing-
literally have the name.
Yeah. Go
All
on.
right.
Billy. Come on, something else.
All right, then can I do Blanche, Dorothy, Rose, and Sophia, the
Sure
Golden
can.
Girls?
That's good. It was on my list too.
Was it?
Nice job. Yes. Are you a Golden Girls fan, or are you just like?
I'm somewhat. I feel like they're a decent enough representation of South Florida down here. I think they lived in the Everglades, which no one actually does. But yeah, you know what? They had some good times, funny stories. I'll
Okay.
take them.
All right. Thank you for being a friend. All right, Raheem, back to you.
All right, I'm going to throw y'all a curveball because I know y'all not expecting this.
Go ahead.
I am American, and one of my biggest clients was U.S. track and field.
Nice.
But we're going to go with the Jamaican 4x100 relay team that dominated the 2012 London Olympics. They set a world record of 36.84. That's Usain Bolt. That's Johan Blake, Nestor Carter, and Michael Frater.
Wow.
I thought he
that's
was
good.
going to say the bobsled team.
Me too. I was excited.
Wow.
And you got
Said
to understand, for those of y'all who are into watches, Johan Blake has a Richard Mille watch. It's about 600,000. It's amazing.
John
That
Hamm
is-
sold one of those in the new season of Your Friends and Neighbors.
That's
Oh,
a
wow.
strong poll. That's a strong poll, Raheem. That's really good research. All right. Dabbundo, you get the last pick. And by the way, well, I'm not going to, we'll talk about it afterwards. I don't want to sway you either way. What are you going with?
The Beatles. I didn't think they'd get back to
The
me.
Beatles at 8 is crazy.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was going to take them first because I thought I might be able to sneak Seinfeld out the back, but I
Yeah.
really wanted to get the Seinfeld group. So I'm going to take the Beatles. Yeah, I mean, of course. One of the first things I did when I studied abroad in London was go to Abbey Road for the photo op.
Billy Gil, did we lose? Was leaving him the Beatles for the second round?
I mean, I guess he wasn't anticipating someone drafting 3 men and a baby in the Golden Girls, so fell to him, I guess.
Or Sal drafting chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
Oh, my God.
I stand by it. For God's sakes, I stand by it. Some that we missed, the Ghostbusters. Raheem, how about just the suits
ABBA?
in a deck? Yeah, Hearts, Diamonds, Club, Spades is fun for gamblers. Destiny's Child, great. NWA, Raheem, that was 4, right? The original 4.
No, because they had, you had Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, MC Ren, Ice Cube. You also had Yella, and then you also had the Arabian Prince, who was
Were
one
they
of the
original? The last,
Yeah.
right? They were.
Gin
okay.
was in it the whole time, and then Arabian Prince was an original member.
All right. I had the A Team written down. The Rat Pack, Sinatra. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Sammy Davis. Yeah. then
Scarecrow,
there's like,
Tin Man, Cowardly Lion, Dorothy.
Oh, good. Yes. That's a good one. The Four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Big biblical guy. I
Big
am.
day for them.
Yeah, big weekend for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody went with the Fantastic Four.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah, it's right there in the title.
Or
Johnny
the Four
Drama.
Horsemen, like
Yeah,
Ric
Turtle.
Flair and
Right.
You a wrestler.
Yes. I know. We could have gone 6 rounds here. I
You
was trying to
are a
do, like,
wrestler.
I was. Yes. as a
I'm just
wrestler.
saying,
A
how does the
champion
wrestler
wrestler
not
at
pick
that.
the Four Horsemen?
His son's a wrestler. He throws up on the mat. It's crazy.
I was thinking my favorite Final Four, my actual favorite Final Four was probably 85 when 3 Big East teams made it. Nova, G-Town, and St. John's, and then Memphis was the 4th. Those were fun years.
My favorite was 2019.
Which
Wah,
one?
wah.
Oh, yeah.
Virginia against Auburn and Virginia against Texas Tech. Those 2 games were just obscene.
Yeah. All right.
My favorite was like 95. Whenever she and Rashid and Jerry Stackhouse made it with Corliss Williamson.
Yes. Oh, that Arkansas team. Was that
Yeah.
was
94, wasn't it?
Is that UCLA's year? Or
I'm not sure. I think
I
it might have
love
been.
that Arkansas team. They would shoot from the hog. Who was it? Day would shoot. That was Williamson was great.
Yeah.
That was
95,
fun.
yeah.
Nolan Richardson was the coach. But UCLA won or Arkansas won that year?
I don't even remember.
They won the whole thing?
I was
No,
just mad because
didn't
US
Arkansas win in 94?
I think that was it. And then the Tyus Edney was the next year. We'll figure it out. It's only 4.
95 was
Look,
UCLA. Yeah.
We don't know. We know
They beat
McNuggets.
Arkansas. Yeah.
We know McNuggets and Golden Girls. We don't know basketball. That's why we
Ed
do this
O'Bannon.
draft. All right. Billy Gil, thanks for jumping on. That was fun. Good times.
Thanks for having me.
How dare you try to sneak in the Fab Five as a favorite 4? Hey, let's take a break. When we get back, there's a lot of NBA talk. We have plays of the day, a little baseball, ticket takers, lots to do. When we return, Ringer Gambling Show, Friday edition. Ringer Gambling Show, Cousin Sal, Raheem Palmer, Anthony Dabbundo here. NBA, the action continues. What do we have? A week from Tuesday is the play-in tournament, but these guys have to figure out, we'll finish up a half dozen games or so. We mentioned OKC, 139-96 over the Lakers. The big news was Luka going out. We're going to find out how much of an issue that hamstring is. Another thing, Raheem, SGA 28 points and on 3 of 3 free throws. I think he was like, F you. We're the best team. I can beat you any which way you want.
Yeah, I mean, he's only played 3 quarters, and then, the Thunder, they just made every single 3 in that first quarter, in that first half. So it's just like he didn't even have to get to the line at this point.
I hate to simplify it, but the Thunder are still a plus to repeat at plus 130. It's a very hedgeable future. Are we stupid for just keep staring at this? Like, we're going to wait for it to go to 170 after the first round or whatever?
The funny thing is that the Thunder didn't even shoot the ball that well in the playoffs last year. I think people kind of overlooked that. Like going through the Denver series, the T-Wolves, early part of the Indiana series, they were very inconsistent from 3. Still won the finals. Kind of gets to the point there.
Yeah. It's hard to call us stupid for not taking the plus money, because at the end of the day, you are letting your bankroll. I mean, you're letting your profits sit for 3 months or so. But I mean, honestly, if you feel like letting it wait, I mean, it's a good price at the end of the day. I think there's only two real contenders in the West, if you ask me. I think it's them and San Antonio. Like San Antonio,
with Luka being hurt, you're done on the Lakers now.
Yeah, I think we saw. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. The Lakers, they can't beat a good team, and you see they struggle with athleticism. So, but if you look at the Spurs are an absolute juggernaut right now. You're talking about a team right now that is 59-18. And they really are not losing games right now, and they still can't catch Oklahoma City. And like, until the Nuggets show me that they can continually close games, I still don't trust them. I mean, you look at the Spurs since the All-Star break, 21-2. The Thunder, 19-2. So I think those are the true contenders out west, and you can get both of them at decent prices. The Spurs are plus 550.
And they beat you every different way too. 118.99 over the Clippers. No Wemby, right? Fox at 22. Just real quick, it looks like the Clippers Warriors is an inevitable week from Tuesday, week from Wednesday, 9-10 matchup. So that'll be exciting if we get Steph back, which we're supposed to Sunday. I can't Dabbundo watch this team anymore without Steph. The way they lose, they'll just lose to everyone if that guy never comes back.
Yep. I mean, like, Steph Curry is my favorite player ever on a basketball court. And even when they have Steph now, it's still tough to watch. Like when you put on the games and you're like, this is just a kind of a watered down version of what we used to love. Yeah. And without Jimmy, at least with Jimmy last year, it was kind of fun. Like I enjoyed their little playoff run. And then of course, Steph gets hurt in the first game of the second round and it's over in a flash. Even if Steph comes back though, this year with this group, now they're probably one and done.
I saw Simmons do something with House, Raheem, talking about a funny way for them to get the number 1 pick. If they lost that 9-10 game, they all of a sudden have like a 9% chance or something. It's like, and then, I mean, it was under the guise of how does the league fix the number 1 pick to certain teams, and that's how the Warriors were doing. I mean, they've lost 3 in a row. They've lost 11 out of 15. They're 10th. They're like 10 and a half games ahead of New Orleans, so they're not dropping below 10. But this is a disgraceful team without Curry for sure.
Well, I don't want to call them disgraceful because I think they've been competitive. Like if you look at some of those games,
there's some disgraceful teams. It ain't the Warriors, right?
Yeah. I think
15.
it's bad in the sense that they're not going to do anything, and they have Steph Curry on the roster. They kind of wasted the tail end of his prime, but. I got to give Steve Kerr credit because, I mean, you look at that game, they had a late lead against the Cavs yesterday. They had a halftime lead against the Nuggets. So some of the best teams in the league, they're competitive with. They just don't have Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler.
All right. House going on Simmons got me excited for when the Wizards don't get the first pick, by the way, in the lottery. Just wanted to throw that in there. Like he's going to come on and just lose his mind when they pick fifth.
No, but he knows. He's already.
But you know what? Maybe picking, fourth or fifth is a good thing. Maybe you.
How?
I say that in the sense that maybe
Fourth
you
would
don't
be good.
get. No, I'm saying maybe you don't get Darren Peterson, a guy who everybody's questioning if he's going to play basketball. Maybe you get Acuff, or maybe you get Berries, and maybe you luck into getting the better pick. We've seen that. Like, drafting 18-year-old kids is hard. Like, nobody knows who's going to, like Jabari Parker and Andrew Wiggins got drafted before Joel Embiid.
Right.
Embiid's foot was broken, but
But but that happens every year.
We're thankful every day as Sixers fans that we got Embiid fell to 3 in that draft. But then we also, Ben Simmons got taken, 2 picks before Jason Tatum? So.
Well, my last point on the Warriors is they're plus 300 to make the playoffs. I want no part of that, even with Steph back. I don't even think that's a good number, Dabbundo, because they'll be an underdog, right, if they go to the Clippers, and then an underdog again if they have to go to the 7-8 loser. I don't see how that's good.
There's not even a chance for them to get up to the 9 and get a home game.
Right. Yeah, they're in dead.
No thanks on the road Warriors this year.
The 10 seed in the
15 and 24 on the road. Golden State.
The 10 seed in the NBA play-in tournament has never made it.
That's true, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they've never made it. Like, literally never. It's been like 5 years now.
Yeah, that should be like plus 450, but because it's the Warriors and stuff's coming back, it's plus 300. Charlotte is now 8th. They're minus 162 to make the playoffs. They were back down to even, I think, the other day. But Khan set a franchise record for 3, Bridges with 25, and they slaughtered the Suns there, Raheem.
Yeah, I'm happy about this because you guys know around All-Star break, I gave out the Orlando Magic to miss the postseason at plus 300. Yeah. And
good.
Yeah, so it's like now that it has a real shot. So I'm hoping that the Hornets can, stay in that position, play the Magic in the 8-9 game. Franz is back, so that kind of gives the Magic some hope. But I think Mosley is a dead man walking at head coach right now.
Yeah.
So you think Magic and Heat are the 2 out?
It's going to be so tight.
Yeah, it is so tight.
If Charlotte holds on to the 8, you're saying?
Yeah. Charlotte's got a tough schedule coming in, though, here.
I reserve my judgment. I got to see how it all plays out.
We got another week. But
Charlotte's at Minnesota, at Boston, home Detroit, at Knicks. Even if the Knicks rest on the final day, that's a tough close.
And then the Heat have Toronto twice, right? Is that what?
Yes,
what
that'll be those are the 2 big games left in the
big
East,
ones. And they're both home for Miami. The T-Wolves lose at Detroit, and now back to back at Philly. Dabbundo, you're on your way. Go now. It's a big
Should I
game.
go? All right, let's do a game. How much do you think the cheapest ticket is on StubHub right now?
48.
I'm gonna go $35.
I'm gonna go under on both. I'm pulling it up now. Let's see here. Yes.
Sixers 2.5-point favorite, while Dabbundo.
Wow. What was the guess? Sorry.
48. What'd you say?
35.
Raheem, good guess. 37.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
$7.
That's pretty good.
And Edwards is playing, but Joel Embiid's not, right?
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it for sure.
I got to find a friend now. Who can I get to join me on a Friday evening?
We think this means more for Philly, right? They're tied for that 6-7 spot. You don't want to. Don't do it, Dabbundo. Don't do the 6-7. But please promise me. But T-Wolves though 8-4. Second.
I need
half
a
of
Sixers
back-to-backs.
loss. Actually, I don't know. Like this bet that I have that I've been talking about for like 2 months.
Stop saying that. Well, it's
if they go $2 and $4 the close, I hit, and they have 2 free wins at the end of the year, bank. So I need 4 straight losses.
Oh wow!
Starting tonight, but they play 4 good teams in a row, so it could happen.
If they get 4 straight losses, you're in that play-in. So that's what you want for your team. That's what you're rooting for. So sad.
I mean,
what's become of fandom?
Cash
Really,
rules
really
everything
is.
around me. Cream gets the
Unbelievable.
money.
it's a difficult conundrum that I've placed myself in, especially since my group chat of boys from Philly all know that I have this bet. So now every night they're like trolling me about it. Every time they win a
no one's
game.
happy about this.
3
No
more
one's-
I mean,
wins.
me and Sal, we bet against the Cowboys all the time.
It's true. It's true. I just try not to talk about it too much, I guess. It's the difference. I don't know. Something interesting. Here we go. I mean, when you expect this at this point in the season, 5 spreads tonight over 13.5 out of, wait, I might be wrong. That might be 6.
Are we running back the parlay?
Correction. 6 out of the 9 games. The spreads are 14 or more. I'm not including Toronto in my money line parlay. I learned my lesson. That was disgusting the other
So what
night.
does the money line parlay pay out?
All right, let's
so it would
do
be
it.
Hornets,
You got the Hornets,
Hawks.
you got the Celtics, Hawks.
Knicks, Rockets,
Rockets.
Celtics. We're not doing Raptors.
It's my. I'll put the Raptors in there, and that brings it to minus 201.
Minus. Oh.
Put that with the Yukon ladies, and you got yourself.
I actually think the Raptors are a good bet tonight.
Really?
That line
All
got
right.
bet up from 11 to 14 at FanDuel. Like real sharp money hit that.
Raheem,
screws
best
me?
bet. Raptors minus 1,100 on the money line.
Oh no!
Who screws me out of those 6, Raheem?
Out of all of those teams, the New York Knicks.
Really?
Cat's not playing tonight, and they have not been playing good basketball at all.
And they're
kinda
kind of
don't
locked in,
care.
right? Yeah.
Well, not only that, they don't really care. If they drop, it's not the end of the
But
world.
the
right?
Bulls have been bad. But if there's any team that can do it, it's the. I mean, the Knicks are so good. They're a wagon at home. Oh my god!
I know.
The Bulls give up 180 a game now, right? Isn't that the bit? You
I
know,
think the
they give up
Knicks-
145 to Indiana. Come on.
The Knicks still for another decade have PTSD and are just do not want to lose to the Bulls at home, even
Yeah.
though it's reflective of the Michael Jordan years.
But
They
I had
just
to
don't-
pick one, and
No,
I mean,
I
that
got
would
it.
be-
No, I'm with you. That is the lowest number too. So it would
So we
make
lay in
sense.
201, Sal?
I'm doing it, of course. Well, no, I'm probably putting it with like PSG or something stupid. You know how I roll here. The bundle. All right, listen. Let's take a quick break. We got baseball, we got ticket taker segment, and we have our plays of the day. We're going to do that when we return in 2 minutes. Ringer Gambling Show. All right, we're back. Ringer Gambling Show, Friday edition. It's Sal, it's Dabbundo, it's Raheem. I mean, I guess we'll touch on baseball. I'm already sick of it. The Mets lose to the Giants 7-2. They're 3-4. They are not fun to watch anymore, or right now at least. 13 for 97 with men in scoring position, Dabbundo. That is disgusting. I forgot what it's like to look for the day off. It's like, oh no, we don't have a day off for a while here. But you're almost relieved when they have a bye. Not the case.
Yeah, I'm also mad at the Mets now. I bet Robbie Ray under 5.5 strikeouts. And I don't think there's a man on earth currently that has cost me more money by owning me when I bet against him than Giants left-hander Robbie Bob Ray, as I call him.
Really?
He's really a thorn in my side. I mean, there was a start last year. He had like a 35 pitch first inning, no strikeouts. And then his last 5 batters, he struck them all out in a pouring rainstorm in New York and cost me a lot of money. And really, that was when it became crystallized that I now have a public enemy number one. Not actually, but like in terms of sports gambling terms.
That's interesting.
Robbie
I'd love to
Ray.
put those
Interesting.
lists together. Raheem, who's yours? Not a team, but an individual.
Ooh.
A few others too.
I don't know if I have one right now.
Like historically, mine was Evander Holyfield. I went against him both times against Tyson. I went, when the Riddick Bowe fights, I would go against him. Even Buster Douglas. Like for some reason, I thought he was going to retain the title against Holyfield. He was my guy. I mean, you could go Brady and the Patriots or whatever.
Bo
that'd
Nix.
be a good
Bo Nix. He's rapidly ascending my list.
for
Emilio
just
Pagan
college or
wins,
pro or
now
just
Reds
college.
closer. Awful.
Interesting.
It's so hard for me to have one because I just change up on the fly. I mean, like I
Yeah.
literally would just, and then also with today's betting, you can live bet, you can cash out. So it's like I can.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I'm like Don King. I'm rolling with the winner.
It's almost always a pitcher for me. The Twins had a guy years ago. Cardinals. He was a Cardinal for a long time. John Gant. He now pitches in Japan, but he cost me a ton of money one year. Like it
You can
varies.
still
year to
bet
year.
him in the Japanese games.
I know.
think.
No, I would
Yeah.
bet against him, and he would pitch well. Usually
see.
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Ah man.
I'm
But
sure you have a
Pagan-
tennis player, Dabbundo, right? I mean, Lowry for golf for me, for sure. I get crushed by him all the time.
Tennis, I just like to bet my guy Gael Monfils all the time, and he often lets me down. But it's such a fun experience that
Yeah.
I don't really feel bad about losing if I lose on him.
Right, right.
Taylor Fritz, if I had to pick a tennis player, probably, yeah.
There you go. All right. I'm going to think about this and make a list. Meanwhile, Billy Gil, are you still there? Billy Gil just celebrating his Final Four draft picks. But another thing to celebrate, Marlins, Yankees, they're calling this a World Series preview. Are you gonna head down there?
I have been seeing that. No, it's in New York, so it's
Oh,
a
it's
bit
in
of
New
a
York,
commute
that's
for
right.
me. Yeah,
Home
it's
opener.
opening day for the Yankees today.
Right.
Big one. I saw a report that the Yankees, I guess they're not so happy with how their offenses are. So the stats that they have on the big screen presently are the spring training stats for the Yankees. I have not confirmed if that's true or not.
Is that true?
Yeah, but they're
What?
just displaying spring training OPS numbers to kind of, shame, I guess, the fact or hide the fact that the offense hasn't been as good as they thought. Their pitching's been really good, the Yankees.
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna say, the
team,
pitching
one
was just-
ERA for the entire
Aren't
team.
they 5-1?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both 5-1. That's why a lot of people are saying this is an early
Yeah,
October, early November, preview here. They still
I
win in
looked at the
November.
other matchups. I can't imagine it being any other team, honestly. I don't know. Who else could it be?
I mean, it could be the Brewers, and I'm trying to figure out
Nah.
why we just didn't dump our bank accounts on the Brewers over 84 and a half games. Because
I got a
it's
bet on
just,
it.
I mean, like,
Not my
oh
whole
my
bank
God.
account though. I have a
I bet him
strict
plus
no
230 to win the
anti-Brewers rule
division.
until the playoffs.
Yeah.
Then I hop in.
Am I to
Yankees-
believe that beating the White Sox and beating the Rockies, as the Marlins did, is not an indication of what this team actually could be?
Did you see
No,
the stat,
no.
Billy,
Which one?
that compared them to the Dodgers in the last 81 games?
I did.
Oh, I did see that.
Uh-huh.
Regular season
Dodgers
wins.
played like close to 500 ball, and the Marlins have a better record than the Dodgers
Yeah.
since like June of last
Mhm.
year. Makes you wonder. Marcy
I'm
Mania.
mentioning this now. This will be forgotten. I hope so. Yankees Marlins World Series matchup 260 to 1.
Wow.
Seems like it should be more.
Lock it in, Raheem.
Is that
Raheem
it?
was right about the Phillies' downfall. He was just wrong about who's going to take advantage of it. It's going to be
Oh my God.
Miami Marlins.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
we
right.
won a series against the Nationals. It took a miracle comeback, but we got it done.
Yeah, that was
They
crazy.
said they couldn't. They said the Phillies couldn't hit. Scored 6 runs.
Only in the ninth inning and on. But all right, listen, as we're talking gambling, we should. It's a gambling show. We have a special segment here called Ticket Takers, and the three of us decide which betting slip of similar odds we'd rather be holding right now. So the first one I have is UConn men NCAA title or Cavs Thunder finals matchup, both around plus 600. Raheem, which would you rather hold?
Give me Cavs Thunder. UConn's not winning it. And I think Thunder, I mean, we spoke about it earlier. They're plus
Yeah.
120 to win the title. So give me the Cavs Thunder. That's easy.
Okay, Dabbundo, what are you going with that?
I love when we do these, and I already have one of the bets.
Which
In this
one?
case, I have a Cavs Thunder ticket from about a week or two ago.
Oh, wow.
So I am on Cavs Thunder. I think I had 7 to 1. So look at me. I got some closing line value. So that's surely a loser now. But I will take Cavs Thunder.
It's probably Cavs Thunder, but UConn, it's over in 3 days. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Cavs Thunder, you have to sit through 60 games to get to that result. But I'm with you. That's probably the better one. All right, how about Braden Burry's Final Four MOP, which I think, Raheem, you were talking about yesterday with Tate, or Scotty Scheffler to win the Masters? Again, both around plus 600.
Give me Scotty. I got to run with Scotty. I just think the Final Four most most outstanding player.
Yeah.
It's so random. I mean, you could hit a game-winning 3 and get it. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
good.
true. I've been screwed many, many times on that.
Yeah, I'm not even
With-
sure
with
Barry's
those
would be
games.
the favorite if it was Arizona. With the way that they're so balanced offensively, like they spread the ball as well as any team in the country.
Yeah. All right.
Scheffler, everybody's. I see he's waiting on a kid. He's got the new dad bounce coming next week. I'm not betting.
Didn't he
against
have the kid? I thought he took off the tournament last week to have the kid. I thought he had.
I thought House said the kid hadn't come yet. I'm not
Oh,
following
man.
my golf
we
news.
gotta figure out what the
Where's
kid.
House and we ate him?
Yeah.
You have the
all
kid or
right, so
not?
I'm with you
No,
guys
is
on
minus
Scheffler.
250.
Plus 600. You're gonna like this one, Dabbundo. Cleveland Browns to win the Super Bowl or Bosnia to win the World Cup, both around 300 to 1.
Cleveland.
He's so
Cle-
mad.
Cleveland.
How many Italians on the Browns? What are you so upset about?
Just unbelievable. There are 17 million Italian Americans in this country, Sal, two of which are on this podcast.
Right.
And-
you and Raheem.
Yeah. And, it's very upsetting that we're not in the World Cup. It's very upsetting that this proud nation is stuck. And instead we have to watch, with all due respect to my Bosnian and Herzegovinian friends, of which
Yeah.
I have many, I cannot get excited about them in the World Cup. I mean, the
You
group that
really
they're
do
in,
have many? You have many Herzegovinian friends?
many of them. We hang out all the time.
Well, I don't feel bad listing them as just Bosnia because that's how FanDuel does it. So I don't feel like I'm going to get canceled. But the
You'll be
Herzegovinian
fine.
part was left off. All right. Raheem, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I think if you gave me Cousin Sal and Billy Gil to win the Super Bowl, I would rather take that ticket than the Cleveland Browns.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
it's like
But
I'm taking
they have
Bosnia.
a Pro Bowl. Look, they have a Pro Bowl quarterback. So at least you have
That's
that
true.
much.
They got
have
nasty,
a
they got
new
nasty
coach,
man at quarterback right now.
New
I'm
coach,
not
new
good
OC,
with that.
new DC, Pro Bowl QB. They could be a 5-win team.
They got a coach with a fresh haircut right now.
Fresh haircut.
I mean,
He looks the
looking
part.
good.
But they
Yeah.
fired my
Apart.
guy from UPenn. No, we not doing this. Kevin
Oh, really?
Stefanski, he won an
Oh,
Ivy
yeah.
League championship at UPenn.
Yes, he did.
We not riding with the
I think he
Cleveland
was
Browns.
Lansdale Catholic too. Philly Burbs guy. Yeah, we love.
I have
we
to
love
say,
Kev.
if Billy Gil and I took the Browns to the Super Bowl, we would have to undoubtedly be the most athletic duo in the Ringer staff, and so that discussion would be over. But thanks, Dabbundo. We'll check that out. How about this? Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year, or Aaron Judge, MVP, both around plus 190. Is there any way, Raheem, that Flagg steals this from Khan at this point? This was a pick 'em like a month ago, maybe a little more, and now it just doesn't seem like Flagg has any juice.
So there are some voters who don't want to be on the wrong side of history.
Right.
Like, you remember the years where Malcolm Brogdon won Rookie of the Year. And there's going to be some guys who are going to say, you know what? I want to look back 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now and say I voted for Cooper Flagg. But we all know Con Knipple had the better season. So
Right.
it's tough.
Okay. All right. Dabbundo,
They do
what
make
would
the
you
votes
say?
public, right? So we know who people voted for.
Yes.
Right. I was just saying, because some people could just lie, right? They could be like, "Yeah, I voted for him." Sure.
Yeah, they make them public.
I'll go Judge.
I'm going to say Flagg only because he's got a week left, and Judge has to stay healthy for, and no one else could pull a Cal Riley too for the next 4 months. I don't know.
What's Flagg going to do to win it when the next week when they're playing and they're losing every game?
Well, maybe he's not. I don't know. I mean,
He's
I'm
going
just
to have
saying
to drop 45 tonight against Orlando in a win.
He's going to go
The
Bam
writing's on the wall.
Adebayo-esque.
Yeah, I don't think he'll end up like plus 600 when this is all said and done, right? We got like a week left. But anyway, all right. Those are our ticket takers. We're going to take a break. We have just enough time for plays of the day when we return. The Ringer Gambling Show is brought to you by FanDuel. This MLB season, FanDuel is giving you a chance to call your shot with daily dingers. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet. It's just another reason why FanDuel is the home of home runs. Maybe Juan Soto today. Why not? Don't take the Mets as a short favorite, but with Soto to hit a home run could be good. If you like it, head to FanDuel.com/gamblers to opt in and make your daily dingers pick. Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. You have to be 21 or older in select states or 18 or older in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. No purchase necessary. Opt-in is required. There's a bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. All right, we're back. Ringer Gambling Show. Raheem, best bets, NBA. What do you got?
I got Pacers Hornets over 234.5, Rockets Jazz under 233.5, and then the Hawks minus 16.5. A lot of plays for you guys. We should break even.
Beautiful. Hit all three. Dabbundo, what do you like on the diamond?
Bailey Ober used to be on my list of favorite pitchers. Not today, though. Give me the Rays, even money on the road. Sorry for Twins fans to spoil your opening day.
All right, Final Four starts tonight. Yeah, UConn women minus 3.5. First half, this team doesn't F around. 38-0, won all 4 tournament games by 18 points. Sarah Strong, Ozzie Fudd, let's do it. Huskies end Dawn Staley's run. Laid the 3.5, 40-30 first half. Ringer Gambling Show. See you next week. You must be 21 or older and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 or older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE/NY or text HOPE New York in New York. For Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.